So, as with any other overhead press, when I do a narrow overhead press, I want to be keeping my spine neutral, okay? Again, the tendency is that we tend to arch our back to make our pecs do more work, basically, and to make it easier for our dumbbells to get to the highest possible position. But guys, where the weight moves to in any exercise is never the focus. The only reason why, like in a deadlift, it matters that the weight goes between your feet so that you don't put extra leverage on your lower back. That's the entire reason for this. Generally speaking, I don't care if you're doing a deadlift and your barbell touches the ground. I don't care if your arms go as high as they possibly can in any type of overhead press. What I do care about is what happens in your body, right? So with my body position here, right? If I arch back, look at the angle of my arm, right? My goal is to get my humerus parallel to my torso, or relatively close to that, in any type of overhead press, right? If I'm going, this type of overhead press, I'm a little bit to the front, but I am bringing my bicep to my ear so that my humerus is parallel to gravity, perpendicular to the ground, right? So I push in my belly button, I tuck my tailbone just a little bit, and for a narrow overhead press, I'm going to be here, right? Notice that my elbows are not touching my body. Right here, my humerus is parallel to gravity in this point, and so it's not taking any weight. So if I want to pay attention to time under tension, I don't go all the way down. I just go a couple degrees off, so I still have resistance here, right? So I'm staying nice and strong. Push up. As I go up, I'm really thinking about pushing my shoulders down, and I'm pushing my core in tighter, right? Same deal here. One of the things that happens, and it happens more with front raises and some other exercises that I work with sometimes, where we're dropping the weight down here, and we think about, okay, well, it needs to get as low as possible, so we tend to do this as we do that. So as we go down, we don't necessarily need to get all the way to our body on that one either. I'm rolling my shoulder back and down, and I'm thinking about keeping it. I'm actually puffing my chest a little bit more in that position, so I'm really, really strongly retracting my shoulder blades so that I don't go into that kyphotic posture, and I keep tension on my deltoids at all times. So I'm thinking biceps to ears. I'm thinking, I'm trying to stay close. I want to watch for this, right? I'll turn and face you so you guys can see this better, but I'm here, and that kind of thing, right? Where you're migrating away from that straight up and down line. And that's hard, and a little bit's fine, but if we're trying to focus more on the anterior deltoid, we really want to keep that as narrow as possible all the way up. All right? If you guys want to hit some posterior deltoid or more back into it, you could put a band around your elbows or your wrists, so you're kind of trying to pull them apart. That's going to work a little bit on your medial deltoid as well as you're going up, right? If you have it on the lower half of your elbows, you're probably going to run into that band here, but keep it relatively close here as long as you can control it, right? So I had an appropriate band for this. There it is, right? So how that would look is I could put a band like that, right at my elbows, boom, boom. And I just try to keep that distance all the way out, and now I have more focus on my deltoids a little bit more as a whole throughout that movement. So just a little extra thing I just thought of in the moment to throw it back. So there you guys go. Your narrow overhead press.